grab a fan before this. This is just how today is going. That's how today is going, and you know what? We're living with it. So, hello.
Hello. Yes. Well, yes.
Yep, that's how today's gonna go. Hi, welcome to The Cup, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real in the tea in reality, and you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm Logan Murphy. Say something gay. I think. I don't even know at this point, to be honest with you.
Are you though?
Maybe. I don't know. It's that kind of Monday, to be honest with y'all. I am drinking a Ghost energy drink, not sponsored. God, I wish we were though. Ghost, hey. In my favorite flavor, cherry limeade, because it is superior to all other flavors. Fight with the wall. But I also have a cup. Ooh, bask in the beauty and the royalty of the cup mug. LanaGCreations.etsy.com. Link is in the description below. And we allegedly ship all over the world except Brazil. We're still trying. Sorry. We're trying. So,
At your own risk, Brazil.
Brazil at your own risk. Otherwise, go get your cup mug. Period.
Well, I'm David Healy, and I don't have a cute intro, but I do have a cute shirt. I just got this one in the mail. I don't know if you can tell what it says, but this is my Tenderoni shirt.
Yes.
So cute.
Mm-hmm. It is cute.
I
It's a
love it.
little small on me, but that's okay. Maybe motivation to hit the gym. And I'm just drinking a nice cold water.
And hi, I'm Revry, your Brazilian correspondent here on The Cup. And I'm also drinking some water. And I have my Beatles mug today.
Ooh, how fun.
I've been there.
Me too.
I haven't.
That's where I bought it, basically. I bought it there. Hello.
Work. I love that. Well, can you believe we're halfway through King of Drag?
Girl.
It's flying by.
I don't want to be.
I don't want it. I understand why it's so short, but it's so good.
I'm actively rejecting the fact that we're halfway through the season.
Look,
I'm in denial. I will not.
This season's a shower, not a grower.
Yeah.
Or maybe the other way around.
It's a shower. No, it's six.
It's a shower. It's quick.
It's six. It's quick, and we love to see it, and that's how the Kings would want it, I think.
Yeah.
Quick and to the point, and it's hitting the right spot, so everyone's happy.
I feel like they told me it was like 7.5 episodes, but it's only 6 episodes. So
7.5.
7.5.
Oh yeah, it's a grinder 7.5.
Yes.
Okay.
But in reality, it's like 6 on a good day.
Yep.
In the right
I'm
lighting.
like, oh, inches. Okay, sure.
I
don't get it, but sure.
Sorry, 20. It's they said it's 20, but it's
22.
Yeah.
Or 2022. That's
it's more like
no, thank you. That's too much.
Yeah, they said it's 23, but it's really like 14.
Okay. Well,
okay, let's be realistic here. And for our American fans, those were centimeters. Anyway, because we are an international podcast.
Let's talk about a different dick, shall we?
Von Dyke?
Or what's the acronym?
Because I love it so much. Oh my god, we haven't talked about the acronym yet, but it's so good.
We only heard it once or twice.
They said it at the beginning of yesterday.
It's charisma with a K. It's charisma with a K. That one I remember. Is it daring?
Daring? Is
daring,
it
innovation?
Okay.
Creativity and charisma with a K? Is that
right.
it? Did I pull that out of somewhere in my brain?
Maybe the I is something else, but I think everything else is right.
If it's not, it could be.
If it's not, it should be. Revry, you can have that one. You're welcome. We love Revry. Love Revry. Loving King of Drag. Episode 3. Gotta say it. Best episode of the season so far. Loved this episode. Y'all.
I think we all agree.
Yeah,
Agreed.
no, this the season has been so good, but I'm like, okay, we get the stride. Like now, and also as a viewer, I'm like, okay, cool. I get the format now. I see how things are working. Like as a viewer, especially, I'm like, okay, I get the viewing experience. I know what I'm here to see every week, and I love to see it. So we're going to talk about this fabulous episode of television that we are viewing here today. Before we do, make sure to subscribe if you've not already, because we're here almost all the time giving you almost all things drag. We are halfway through King of Drag, obviously, with lots of fun things for King of Drag coming very, very soon. If you did not check out, we did do a fabulous mother-son interview duo last week with the fabulous Saphira Crystal and the incredible Henlo fucking Bullfrog Crystal, because yes, I will be full title here on this podcast.
Full government name.
Full government name. We got to talk to both of them last week.
Go watch it if you need some therapy and joy.
Yes,
absolutely.
Some joy, some Saphira, some flowers. Get your flowers, all those lovely, wonderful things. Both those interviews are available on the channel now, as well as, of course, our interviews with Buck Wild and with Tuna Melts, with plenty of fun interviews to come. We also have All Stars 10. It's almost done. Thank God. You can check out our coverage of that. And it is premiere week for both Drag Race Brazil and Drag Race France All Stars. So we've got a ton of content coming out this week as well for both of those shows. Our Instagram review for Drag Race Brazil came out today at the time that this is dropping. So make sure to check out that video. Make sure to check out all of our France coverage and stay tuned for this weekend for all of our France and Brazil coverage. And if you're looking for something a little bit more Revry, a little bit more close to home here, we may or may not have somehow stumbled into an interview with the Wonder Woman of Vogue, Leomi Maldonado. I still don't believe it's real, but thankfully there's 24 minutes of it on the internet that can never go away. So you can also check out our fabulous interview with Leomi, such an icon, a sweetheart. That is also available on the channel right now.
And watch the World Pride Ball.
Watch the World Pride Ball, available all month on Revry. Y'all, it's fierce as fuck.
For sure.
It's incredible. Love it.
Gave me my legendary fix that I needed.
Oh, and if you want to find out who Leomi thinks would win Legendary All-Stars, go check out our interview with her, because she did give us the exclusive answer, and I think we all agree. At least I did. I certainly agree.
I could see.
But we come back into this episode after Buck's gone.
Before the horror challenge.
Right.
I'll say it again.
Horror challenge.
But we've actually talked to Buck in their horror challenge look.
I know. I didn't realize it until he posted it, but I was like, we got the sneak preview.
Mm-hmm.
We got the exclusive. So the Buck interview will already be in the iCard, so you can already go click on that. But yeah, I love that we were going clown for that. Don't love clowns, but love the clown choice for Buck.
And I'm
yes, Buck
so
is gone.
Bucking upset.
I'm still so bucking pissed. I'm angry. David,
do I disagree with the elimination? No. Am I upset? Yes.
I'm mad. I couldn't think of a good buck.
Are you bucking mad?
Sure. Yes.
Great. That's all you need. But yes, everyone is coming back into the man cave. Alexander's like, oh my God, I barely escaped my way out of the elimination this week. Foreshadowing. Thank you, editors. I see you, editors. And everyone's congratulating Perka on his final thrust win. And we get to hear a little bit more of his stand-up set. And see, this I wish had made it into the set. All of this. I was like, As a drag king, I get treated like a pretend man. As a trans man, I get treated like half a man. As a black man, I get treated as 3/5 of a man. Now that's funny. That's stand-up. That's funny.
It is. I thought that he was funny last week anyways. Also,
Me too.
I wasn't here to talk about the episode, but I wouldn't have had Perka in the bottom at all because I actually thought Perka had the single best impersonation. Like that was a spot on Steve Urkel. I was so impressed. I thought it was funny. Wouldn't have been near the bottom for me. I still don't know who I would have had in the bottom, but
I was going to say,
not
then
Perka.
who would you have had in the bottom, David? Say their
Not
name.
Perka and not Henlo.
Then who? Because I wouldn't want any of them to be in the bottom, but someone has to be.
Oh, and upon reflection, I did say this in the interview with Henlo, and I'm standing on my business, Henlo, because I know you're fucking watching. Yes, upon reflection and upon watching the challenge a second time, no, I wouldn't have had you in the bottom two. I would have had you low, and that's what I stand on. So that's that. So yeah,
good.
I agree with I stand by my decisions in the moment that we filmed that episode, but not anymore because I understand the absurdity of Henlo fucking Bullfrog Crystal more now after talking to him, to be honest with you. But yes, all of it is lovely. The Kings are doing their things. Big D is mad that he didn't win.
Yeah, I mean, I get it because to me it was very close. Either Molasses or Big D could have won, and it would have made sense, and I would have been happy. So yeah. I get it. Totally. And also because it was a comedy challenge, and Big D's a clown, so yeah, I would be upset too if I didn't win at my thing.
Right.
So
I don't think I would have given it to either of them, to be honest.
Oh,
who would you have had as the winner then, David?
I really liked Dick last week. I think Dick would have been my top choice. Mm-hmm.
I agree. That is, I believe, who I had as my top choice as well.
They were all good.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
They were all good. The one that I probably had the weakest overall for me was Buck, but it sounds like there were things that we didn't get to see, especially.
It sounds like there's a lot of things we didn't see.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I appreciated Buck giving us more context. This doing the salsa and then making the salsa, that makes more sense. I see through line now.
That's the joke.
Mm-hmm.
That is literally the main joke that Buck had, and that was I'm gonna say I'm enjoying the show, and I understand they have with the time frame and all of that, but anyway, I would have liked to see the main joke of they could have cut other things anyway.
But yes, we come back into the man cave the next day, and there's a knife.
There's a bunch of objects.
There's a knife. There's a hook. I do love the Murray intro where he just pretended to be scared the whole time.
And then Murray in the TV, the whole.
Oh, Murray in the TV the whole time,
and explaining what a VHS is.
Yes,
it's a big box, and you put your fingers in the hole.
Don't worry, Murray. We all understand what a VHS is. We're all old enough.
I just I love the production.
Yes.
All of that, the campiness of the production is probably the part that I enjoyed the most after the Kings themselves,
100%. But yeah, they walk in and there's a knife. There's a skeleton. There's elf cosmetics. And that's the most terrifying for Pressure K. He's like, cosmetics. That was my single favorite part of the episode when Pressure was like, there's so much makeup here. I don't know what to do. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, baby, no.
You know what I loved? I loved the realness and just the self-awareness with the makeup skills that everyone had.
Oh, yeah.
Just the self-awareness in general is very refreshing.
Totally. But yes, and speaking of makeup skills, we get our Weenie challenge for the week. Murray is here, and he is here with the beautiful, the gorgeous, the stunning, and I couldn't resist. I had to show off Sasha Velour.
Also, Murray welcomed everybody. He's like, welcome, my bootyful kings. And I don't know about you, Logan, but immediately my brain went back to Morby Drags because Bootyful was a sponsor.
I said, where's the Bootyful sponsorship? I need Revry. Hey, Revry. Y'all can have this one. Go for a Bootyful sponsorship. They're good. They're cute. You could probably have a hot man coming in to give the demonstration on Bootyful. Get yourself a Bootyful sponsorship. And I
don't know that King of Drag is the best target audience.
I think it is.
Maybe.
I think these kings should have lovely booties as well.
Maybe. Yes. They probably already do.
Kings deserve great booties just as much as queens do. How dare you, David? Wow, David.
Well, this picture of Sasha and Murray, it was the first thing that came to my head, and I can't unsee it, but it's giving black cat girlfriend and Labrador boyfriend. Yes. Like golden retriever boyfriend.
Oh, 100%.
Absolutely,
Scottish Terrier.
And I love it.
Scottish Terrier. 100%. It's Scottish Terrier. Yeah. This wig is so fucking stupid on Sasha. I live.
It looks so good. Like it goes with the look. It looks so good.
She looks incredible. But it's so fucking stupid. And I live for it. Like, I just love Sasha.
I hope we get a king look from Sasha at some point this season.
Well, I'm wondering
if we're going to
get... Yeah, well, I'm wondering if we're going to get more of Sasha at all. Because I'm like, when the fuck are we getting Got Man?
True.
So I'm like, did they have to do half the season each? That's kind of what I'm thinking at this point. So I'm thinking we're going to get Got Mick next week, and there might not be any more Sasha, and that's why they brought Sasha in for this challenge.
Could be.
Which would upset me.
And today, in this episode, they did show some pictures of Sasha as doing kings, right? Because she they do both, and I love that. I love it.
Yeah. I forget his drag king person's name. It's Alexander something. I believe.
I don't know.
I don't remember. But I just.
But I like that they showed. I like that they showed the pictures when it was mentioned, and we got to see like a few different versions of it, and
we got to see a clip from "We're Here." Oh, how fun! Because the second look was from "We're Here." I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
But yes, we got for our Weenie challenge, we are doing half and half makeup, half monster, half glamour, and you have 45 minutes to complete this challenge. And oh boy,
45 minutes.
And some people struggled.
They had 45 minutes.
They had 45 minutes.
That's insane. Like that's crazy.
It's crazy because some of them I'm like, wow, you did that in 45 minutes. And others I'm like, wow, what did you do for 45 minutes?
Like you did that in 45 minutes? Like, oh, yeah.
No one looked bad. And that was the best part. But some people look better than others.
It's not even about looking bad. It's just the amount of makeup that you have on that's all. Because they all looked good.
Yeah.
The results were good, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. I
love that everyone was honest about their makeup skills and just like no one was trying to pretend that they were better than they actually were.
And by that we mean Pressure was like, I don't use makeup.
Yeah.
And hey, I love the honesty here.
I never even thought about that though, but it makes sense that like the face is always kind of the same. But that's never been an issue for me.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
It was very interesting because about 15 minutes into this episode, while they're getting ready in the Weenie challenge, doing their like half and half face, the way that this episode was being edited, I was like, oh, I know who's going home. And I didn't like that feeling because we immediately get all of the tragic backstory for the two people that went home. And I was like, no. And I'm mad that I know reality TV well enough at this point to know that they were both going to go. I was like, no, because we hear Pressure talking about not having a ton of experience with makeup and kind of like relying on some of the other kings for help in this challenge, which I think was great. And then amongst other conversations, we hear a lot of exposition from Alexander. And I was like, no, I reject this. I don't want Alexander to go home. I don't want it to be Alexander's time, because then we obviously find out as well that it's a double elimination. And I'm like, no, I don't want to lose anyone, but also not Alexander. But I loved hearing about how he is a city council member in Austin. And like his journey with drag and like not always feeling like he could be like super glittery and like have that feminine side to his drag. So like exploring that has been like a very new and recent thing for him. And I absolutely love that conversation and loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it. But I was just like, no, the writing's on the wall. No.
I didn't think that because there were at least like 3 or 4 people that had kind of emotional backstories this episode. So
yeah, we had a few. We had a moment that I really enjoyed that was Pressure telling a story of how they went to see Perka sex in a show, and like the whole like just that moment that they shared was so sweet, and I really enjoyed. And then also Charles's story was when they were explaining the concept that they had for the makeup, right? And they shared the story of their relationship with death and all of that. And I really just liked hearing it because I relate to it. And it's just like the way that Charles came out of that is very similar to the way that I did and the way that I see life now. So it really struck something with me, and I loved seeing it.
It was a lot of what I'm loving about this show the most is just getting all of the exposition from everybody. Like I feel like I've gotten to know a little bit about everyone and their upbringing and their experiences. I would say maybe the one person that I don't feel like I know a whole lot about currently is Molasses. Like, I feel like we know about Molasses, but I want to know more about Molasses.
We probably have time.
Right. I'm like, we have another episode, so I'm not that worried.
Yep. I mean, and we did talk about, or they did talk about maybe one of the biggest struggles that they have gone through. And man, this part was really emotional.
I got very, very emotional as well, David. I'm glad you're bringing this up.
Yeah, when they were talking about their struggles with their packers and keeping them in place, like, man.
I can only imagine how hard that must be. I'm so sorry.
The struggle.
I'm so sorry. Give me a moment.
Why's your dick down on your knee?
No, I love it. I loved it.
Way to clock my tea and where I was going with that.
I was adding to your story.
I know.
Wow.
I'm too predictable now.
Yes, you are.
I used to be able to trick you all.
Not me.
Oh, I also did want to mention that just this, this season in general, but more specifically this episode, Percocet is just giving me everything I need in confessionals. It's just the best. Every time he comes up, I'm just like, yes.
Love
He's so likable.
It's so funny.
So likable.
Oh my God. Obsessed.
Oh, the way that he was getting ready and he was like, kids, don't do this at home. I'm about to use my dirty ass finger to put my contacts on. So real. He's just so real.
So real. Such a good time. Ugh.
And it's it's the autism. I gotta be honest, because there's just a less of a filter, so it's just like he's just gonna say whatever's on his mind in the moment, and I love it. Makes for a good reality TV, like character and figurehead, because in that case, like, you kind of
it's just like
no,
it's just like
it's like I'm just gonna give you my raw feelings and reactions and emotions because that's just what I'm experiencing, and I'm not like there's a little bit of filtering to make sure that like yes, things are good to say to other people, but otherwise
on
like
television, right?
Yeah, but like I'm not gonna sugarcoat how I'm feeling. Like that's not something that I'm gonna do, and I love that about Perka. And honestly, it's made me more confident in being like, no, I can just like not sugarcoat things and like be real and not be rude to people about it, but like I have more courage of my conviction seeing people like me who have a similar mindset and brain, and like seeing that, like that's why representation matters on shows like this when it comes to all facets of society, because like I have more courage of my conviction by seeing Perka being his completely authentic self and like being so open about being autistic. I'm like, yes, you fucking go. I love seeing it. Like that's the shit I want to see on TV. So I love, he's love Perka. Love Perka. Love Perka. But of the Weenie challenge, people, who did we think was the weeniest?
I had a top 4.
I had a top 3.
Okay. Yeah, my runners up were Alexander, Henlo, and Dick. But my winner was Perka.
Okay.
Okay, I had a top 2 and an honorable mention.
Okay.
So the 2 people that I think did the best was Perka and Henlo. And I thought Molasses was really cool. Like I just love, I don't think it was necessarily like top, but I just think the concept and I just thought it was cool. It looked cool.
Party.
But I would have Perka as the winner, yes.
Well, how original of me to have my top 3, my 3 favorites of this challenge, be Perka and Henlo and Alexander, because I agree. Like, I think those were, like, I think a lot of people did really well. I actually really liked what Big D was going for. I just wanted Big D to have a little bit more time. Like, it was almost there for me. I liked what Charles was doing. I like what Charles was doing a lot. Charles would be my honorable mention, I'll say, because I really liked it.
Yeah, that was, and the execution was good, and the concept was really,
It was clean, simple, very well done. I could have gone for a little bit more, pizzazz, but it was 45 minutes. So I'm not going to like complain too much about it.
It just didn't give me, the only thing is it didn't give me like glamour and monster. It just gave me, it didn't, I understood, but it didn't really fit the.
But like by far, without a fucking question, Perka was the best. Oh, without a fucking doubt. Like, and we knew that when it came down to a makeup challenge, nobody was gonna beat Perka. Some people tried.
I think I agree. I think Perka was the best, but I think Henlo was a very close.
Henlo was right there.
It was not by far. I think it was by really close.
Yeah, Henlo was right there. I loved what both of them did. But Perka wins. And this is where we find out that our Beefy challenge for the week is horror. Scary. But it's not a traditional horror challenge. It's what are you afraid of? And you have to become what you fear the most. Love this challenge.
As someone that in general is not the biggest fan of horror, I don't dislike it. It's just not my thing. I don't gravitate towards it. Like if someone puts it on, or if there's I like the campy horror movies and campy horror in general is what I like. But I was really I really liked the concept of this challenge. And I think everyone, like, I liked it when they explained what it was going to be. And then the result was just as good. It was, we'll talk about it, but like, it was good.
Yeah. My problem is I think I like this too much. Because, so I'm wondering if when they gave the prompt, like your biggest fears, if they were expecting it to be like things like bugs or snakes or whatever, and not such like personal things for everybody. Because for them to have this challenge be by far the most personal challenge of the season and make this the double elimination, oh no.
You're right.
This could have been a non-elimination for me. Just
This
the
easily could have been a non-elimination. And we'll talk about it. Everyone killed this challenge. Not a single person did bad in this challenge. Oh, at all. Like, and I agree with you, David. I wonder, like, and this is, again, it's season 1 syndrome, where I wonder if they anticipated, like, only one person brought a comedic number. And we'll talk about it, but he did very well with it. So it's like, I think they were expecting a lot of people to go that kind of campy horror route. But unfortunately, as queer people, we don't get to choose our traumas. We get to choose our family, but not always our traumas. So a lot of them, and by a lot of them, I mean, I think every single person on that stage decided to use this as a therapeutic, cathartic moment. And I loved every bit of it. Because
I don't know what they expected from artists. I'm like, I don't know why anyone would expect. I didn't expect anything different.
I honestly think they expected something a la Dragula, which is why they brought Landon Cider in. To be honest with you, I think they were expecting more like Dragula floor show situation. Or maybe that's what they were anticipating. I'm not quite sure. I think the result, I agree with you, David. I think I liked this too much. Where I think this challenge ends up being incredibly successful, and now I want to see the full picture of what Buck and Tuna also were going to do for this. Like, I really just wanted this season to be a non-elimination season. Like, I get it, but I really would have loved to see it be a non-elimination season for the first season. But that's just me. But
it was really hard. I agree. I hadn't thought about it that way, David. It was really fucked up to have this one. Like, it was so hard to watch we'll talk about it, but like, oh my God, it made it.
And like everyone was.
It was already hard to watch the eliminations, but this.
I literally was like, who the fuck is going home? Like, I don't. Huh? Like, wild.
Yeah, it kind of just put them in an impossible situation because it's like, oh, we have to judge whose trauma was not successful enough for us, and I'm sure
literally, it's like, okay, whose presentation of their deepest trauma is the worst? Objective.
And then they come back in All Stars and do this challenge again, and then they do their elimination from this challenge being their biggest fear. Anyway.
It's like the way that Jan does that number now, where it's like, Jan, you're safe. Like the way she does that number now, I fucking live for that.
Like now you have you have a new fear, which is being eliminated.
Being eliminated
because
in a double elimination.
Your original fear was not good enough.
Yeah.
I live.
But yeah, we got a lot of man cave discussion. Of which there are several conversations. So I don't know what we want to specifically touch on. I already kind of talked about, I forgot it was in this section, Alexander talking about being a city council member and testifying against drag ban bills in full drag. Love, 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 love. I forgot because I was following a lot of those Austin drag ban bills as they were coming up. I realized that Alexander was a part of that. That's why I had already followed Alexander prior to him getting announced on the season was because I saw him getting involved in all of that stuff, and I had already followed him on Instagram. Because I was like, why do I always, like, of course, because he's talented, but I was like, why did I already follow Alexander on Instagram before, like, the cast got announced? That's why. I was like, oh, how delightful. Loved every bit of that conversation. And then the other big thing that I loved from this was Pressure asking for help again and getting it from Henlo. Right. And I was just like, oh, yes. I love this friendship that we're seeing between Pressure and Henlo, and I'm just like, yeah.
Pressure's such a sweetie, too.
I love Pressure.
Be friends with Pressure. And
I want to be friends with Pressure. And, well, I think we're friends with Henlo. Well, I don't know if I'm friends with him. You're friends.
You got
with
red.
Henlo for sure.
I mean, I'm friends with Henlo. I don't know if Henlo is friends with me.
I love Henlo. I don't know if Henlo loves me. That's the real question on the matter. I would love to be friends with Henlo, fucking Bullfrog Crystal, but that's just me.
I really did enjoy because in most of the concepts read on stage and read on with the presentation, translated in the presentation. But my favorite part of this whole getting ready part was when they were each explaining their concepts to each other. I really enjoyed getting into all of their heads and their brains a little bit more, and like seeing what each of them decided to do with the same, like they were given the same thing, and I loved seeing how everyone interpreted in their own way.
Right.
And then we got to know a lot about them through that.
Yep. I'm sure we'll touch on a lot of what they said in the man cave when we actually talk about the looks in the presentation. Yeah. But one thing that I had to write down because I thought it was so funny is when Perka was talking, and Perka says, I know I'm a man. I couldn't find my own G-spot. That's how much of a man I am.
That is so
at my pocketbook. I'm leaving.
Because honestly, that's so real. That makes sense. Like that, I don't know how. I'm sorry for you, Perka.
I'm hoping it was just a joke. I'm hoping it was just
right. I'm like, for the love of God, for his own good. I'm like, please.
I hope it's a joke, baby. I hope it's a joke.
He's just so funny. Perka's definitely one of my favorites this season.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Like, so good. I didn't really have anything else from the man cave. I think we can just go to the performances.
We'll touch on some of the stuff.
Yeah. Because then we can get into all of the concepts and everything.
Yes. But first, the judging panel. This is the only full body shot of all of them where they look good. Unfortunately, there's this like red hue because this is from the intro sequence. So sorry, Tenderoni. But
it's fine. I mean, we get the gist.
Yes, of course. Tenderoni looking beautiful, as per usual. Hey, Tenderoni. Hey, Tenderoni. Oh my God. Sasha looking,
gorge. I love the cane. Like I don't know if it's a cane or like
the staff, the cane. I don't care what it was. I was living for every single bit of it.
The stick.
Living for it. The stick. Yes, that's how we will refer to it. Not the cane, not the staff. The stick.
Yes. It's long and you can hold it. It's a stick. Anyway.
I will only I will only refer to those as sticks from now on. Anytime I see anyone with like a staff or a cane, nope, it's a stick.
It is.
Stick.
It's just a fancier one.
It's just a fancy stick. Fight with the wall. But yes, Landon's here. Yay!
The perfect judge for this show. And looking amazing, as always.
He looks great.
So are you pretty familiar with Landon River?
With Landon, yes. I have not watched any season of Dragula just because I haven't gotten to it yet. I'm not against it. It's just I have enough Drag Race franchises that I have to get to. And then, it's on my list. But I have seen Landon in like other projects, like on YouTube, on videos, on podcasts, on the show that he has with WoW. Forgot the name where he tattoos people. Something Inc. I don't remember the name, but Drag Inc. Thank you.
They said it on the show.
Yes, but I have forgotten the name.
Yeah.
But yes, so I'm familiar. I'm not as familiar as I would like to be. But
love Landon. Love Landon. And then our guest judges, Vico Ortiz. I was not familiar with him.
I am not either, although Our Flag Means Death is a show I've been wanting to watch. I just haven't gotten to it yet. Your audio cut out. Oh, really? It's a.
Yeah,
I was whispering it and it just didn't pick up. He's lovely. They are lovely. Sorry, they are lovely.
Oh yeah, I didn't know about them
on there
or anything.
Thank you for that. Appreciate it. They're lovely. Lovely guests. Did not know who they were. I'm so sorry.
But I did like having their perspective because they had a different. Like I liked having this variety of judges because we had a lot of different perspectives on the theme.
Yeah, and then speaking of perspective, Liv Hewson. Love.
I don't know her, but she looks so good. I love this outfit. So
I'm familiar with her.
Yeah, I know Liv. I know Liv because I watched Santa Clarita Diet. I watched Yellow Jackets.
That's what I know her from. Okay, thank you.
Which
one?
Like,
because I Santa Clarita Diet because I hadn't watched Yellow Jackets, but I was like, I do know her from something, and I can't place it because the only thing they mentioned was Yellow Jackets. Santa Clarita. Yeah, thank you. I was like, I know her from something.
What I didn't know is that she's Australian because she has an American or American/Canadian accent in both of those shows.
Oh,
so just hearing her talk
Australian,
I was like, oh wow, okay. Just fun when that pops up randomly.
I know, right?
Out of nowhere, had a different accent.
Work, loved it. But yeah, love this judging panel. Thought they were great. You know who I was missing this week? Wang. Just a little bit. I like the little quips.
Need more Wang in your life.
I do. I really do. I always do. That is a struggle for me. So you know, it's hard out here. Pun intended. Anyway, let's move to our performances in order, starting with Perk.
8. Look, okay. This gave me chills. I cried sobbing. It touched me. It was so strong. It was so good. My favorite of the night. Period.
Yeah.
Period. That's it.
Okay. When Tenderoni said, I think it was Tenderoni that was like, that gave me chills. Like immediately before Tenderoni said that, I also got chills. Same. Because this just felt so it felt so vulnerable and personal, and it still just had like this entertaining aspect to it. So I was just feeling a lot of feelings, and I was like, wow, this is so cool to watch. I think Perka probably did the best at marrying the emotion behind the fear and having a great look and performance that went along with it. Because this was such a hard night to pick a favorite from. This was not my favorite look overall. I'll get to that later. But as a performance as a whole, this was my favorite as well. Perka definitely deserved to win after this.
Yeah. 8. When I say this was my favorite, I mean like favorite.
That's thinking.
Yeah. No, correct. You're right.
One down.
That was going to be my entire point.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
8-1 down. Let that sink in.
Yes. But yeah, I agree with you, David. It wasn't my favorite look of the night, but it was my favorite overall, like considering look, performance, concept, everything. Delivery.
100%. 100%. Yeah, I think overall it just, for anyone that's had that experience of not being accepted by family, it hit. Like that's just what it was. For anyone that's had that experience of not belonging, it hit. And there was no, I said, as soon as Perka finished, I said, well, Perka's winning. Let's see who else is safe. I was like, there's literally no way that anyone is going to top Perka. Well, I hope someone does with their consent if that's what they want for their life. If someone needs to find Perka's G-spot, I'm hoping someone does. If that's what Perka wants, I would like someone to top Perka. Otherwise, there was no one that was going to top Perka in this episode, period.
Yeah, when I was watching the other ones, I was like, okay. I was waiting
to all
for...
of you.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I was open to seeing something that I felt was better, that moved me more, whatever. And like y'all have said, like everyone did good. No, like all of the performances were so good. But I was waiting for someone to be as good as Perka, and no one was.
Exactly.
8-1 down.
8-1 down. Let that sink in. Well, let's move to Alexander the Great.
The concept was great. Like, it was one of my, when they were talking about it in the workroom, it was in the men cave, it was actually one of my favorite concepts when they were describing it. The execution didn't live up to how good the concept was. You know what I mean? It wasn't bad. But I think it could have been, I wish it was stronger, because I think the concept is really strong. But I understand that it's probably a very hard concept to execute visually. So I understand, but yeah, this was, I agree with the results that we got. This would be in the bottom for me, unfortunately. But still, like, I still liked it. That's the thing. It's so hard today.
Yeah, one thing that kind of bothers me on shows like this is when there's a critique of, yeah, I didn't understand it. And it's like, okay, well, we're on a platform where they have the ability to explain it to you, and Alexander gave the explanation. Like, so you can't really use that as a critique. And Michelle Visage does that all the time. It's like, okay, well, if they can explain it to you, then guess what? That confusion's gone.
Yeah.
But I don't like it when things are always like on the nose and super obvious. I like where you can take things and go a more abstract route. Even this, I didn't think was too abstract. I think the point comes across pretty clearly. And I wanted to focus on the quilting that was going on here, because that takes so much work. So much work.
God, yeah.
And there's so much detail to it. Like, you can see all different kinds of animals and stuff. So it's just, I feel the effort behind all of this. The only issue I really had here, because I thought this was beautiful, is the bodysuit of it all. Like, I do wish there was some sort of elevation in that aspect, because it just didn't feel like it lived up to like all of the quilting and the concept. So I can see why Alexander was in the bottom two, but I still thought this deserved a lot of praise for the message and a lot of the strong execution.
Yeah, I think this is a case of, it's such an interesting situation with this entire episode, where I love the concept here. And I love the concept of like, oh, my fear is fast fashion. And like, it's like that was the whole concept of it. Having worked in environmental politics for a little bit, like I love anybody that's going to, you know, promote that message. Like that's always going to be something that really resonates with me. So I saw the message immediately. I got what Alexander was going for immediately. I think the difficulty for me here is because I love the quilt. Obviously, so much work went into it. So it's gonna be, you know, I'm gonna praise that. I don't want to say I wanted everything to be bigger, but I think I wanted it to be bigger, and I don't like giving that critique. But the quality and the bar that everyone was at on this occasion, like everyone's packers were so fierce tonight. I'm not using pussy because obviously men. But like everyone leveled their dicks up so fiercely that, like, unfortunately in this case, it just, like, he didn't fall short. It just,
I feel like this week it was not like who was the worst, it was who was not the best.
Who was the least best? Like that's
Right?
literally like we're splitting.
Just like who was not the best doesn't mean that they were not.
We're splitting
good, 'cause
Murray's mustache hairs at this
Yeah.
point, and that's what's the most frustrating for me. Because I really love this bodysuit actually on Alexander. I love the entire ensemble. I love the hair. The makeup is incredible. I love the bodysuit. I love the for sale signs. For me, the biggest thing that I would have loved is a bit more drama in the actual performance. Like if you're gonna go choking as if the earth is dying, go full tilt. Like that's what I needed from the performance of it, is I needed him to go full tilt. Like if you're gonna go like act like the earth is dying, I need you dying on the stage. Mm-hmm. I need you dying and then wrapped up in the quilt and then like being taken off stage. Like that, I need that level of performance and I need that level of theater for this kind of entire ensemble. And I didn't get that from Alexander, unfortunately. But I love this message and I love everything that he presented here. That's where I'm going to leave it because I do love it. I do love it. I absolutely love it. That's where I leave my thought. So this does not translate whatsoever on screen because I mean actually it kind of does given his concept, but King Molasses as a black hole,
as
it's so much more than that.
Yeah,
it's so much more than that, but yes. As the unknown.
Yeah, I think the way that they described it was more towards like the fear of the unknown and more than like which I relate. And when they were describing the concept, I like the concept, but then I was thinking how would they perform that and like showcase that fear visually, right? I was having a hard time like thinking of what to expect. And then when they came out like this, I gagged. I was locked in and I couldn't look away. And it was so like in a way, very simple, but so strong in the presence and the eye contact, just the expression, the way that they were walking, like just every movement was just so, it was so strong but simple that it was so impressive. It was so good. If we did, I think in my ranking I had Molasses second.
Yeah, I'm kind of on the same page, River, where when I was hearing the explanation, I'm like, I don't know how this is going to work. Like, we've seen a lot of monochromatic looks on other shows, and they can be successful, but I'm like, can an all-black monochromatic look really work? Can that read on the stage? But then he came out in this, and I was like, this is stunning. This is captivating. Like, this was my favorite look.
Oh yeah.
I just was so into this.
Like, is this gonna end up on at least a few of our top looks of the year list at the end of the year? It's gonna be there's definitely a few of the looks from this challenge are gonna be up there for looks of the year for sure. Like this, because this one's so good too.
Right. And I've said it before, I don't know why, but it seems like anytime there's some sort of look on a different show and somebody comes out with like these hand stilt things, I'm obsessed with it. And I don't think it's because of the hand stilts.
We're 3 times now, David. So it might be the hand stilts.
I mean, I think we're even higher than that. I think there's
I can only think of 3. I think of Q, Orgotic, and now Molasses. But
yeah, those are the main ones. But I know there's been another, because there were a couple last year.
Lament.
Well, there was also Le Grand Dame.
Le Grand Dame, the bug.
Yes. So 4.
Our alien.
Wasn't? Yeah.
Yeah, the
and
alien.
Then Eevee. And then Eevee, oddly, on All Winners, no.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes. Okay, Eevee on All Winners.
What was it? Yeah.
Yeah.
There's just something about when you're on like these arm stilts, it's going to be an incredible look.
Come on, arm stilts.
Yeah. So I thought this was really good. And I do like the message behind it. I wish I understood how this affected Molasses as personally as a lot of the other ones for other people. So that's probably the only thing that would keep Molasses from surpassing Perka. But yeah, this was my second favorite look, second overall presentation.
I don't know. I'm like thinking what my favorite look was. I'm in between 3. Yeah. In the end, we'll see where I'm not going to say anything right now because I can't decide.
Because this is definitely one of the best looks of the night for sure, like look wise. I'm glad you brought it up, David, because I'll start with my critique because everything else I have to say is positive about most performance here. My biggest I guess critique, and it's not even that much of a critique, with Molasses' performance here was I did want the connection of how it affected him personally. Like I loved the performance art of it all, and that's what it was on stage, was just a performance art piece. And I loved that hits me right in my soul so fiercely. Like that is my bread and butter. So like I loved it. But I just wanted something that felt like and that's kind of what I've been wanting from Molasses a little bit, is I just want to get the personal connection to him. And I loved that we got that in episode 1 with what he was wearing that was from his dad. And we got that a little bit from him. But otherwise, like, I want to get the like personal connection to Molasses. And I want a little bit more of that. And I hope that over the next couple of episodes, because at this point, there's a good shot he's making it to the end of the competition. That's a safe assumption. I don't know spoilers. But I don't know spoilers. I'm just making that very clear to everyone here. But I mean, it's pretty, he's got a good shot at making the finale. I hope that we get to see a little bit more of like the personal side to Molasses and the way that he presents on stage, because that was the one thing I was missing. But otherwise, the look is incredible. The makeup is incredible. The arm stilts are incredible. The way that he presented this was so good. And I'm giving him all this praise because his ranking overall for me does not accurately reflect how I feel about the performance for him. I have him 4th, and I still think he absolutely demolished this challenge. But I also think there were 4 people that did a really good job this week. So, and Molasses was one of them. But that was the thing I was missing the most, and why Molasses is 4th compared to other people is that I just wanted that personal connection.
Yeah. I want that too. I want to know more about the person behind it, but I feel like we're going to get it eventually. We're gonna get it.
For sure. I'm not worried about it.
Can I also just say, sorry, I forgot to mention this on Perka. We got successful splits, so I'm very happy about that.
Yes.
Good job.
And we got a successful brain reveal from Big D.
Not the close up.
This
Brain
stupid...
reveal.
Look.
Brain reveal.
Okay, so I knew early on that I had a connection with this king for a reason, and now every episode I understand more and more why. I just this was so good. It was scary and funny. Like I understand the scary part of it. I get it, but I love the mix of stupid and scary, and it just this is the type of horror that I personally enjoyed. This genre, that's my favorite. So it really spoke to me. I kind of like, I didn't mind the orthopedic shoes, but I think it would have added to the campiness of it so much if the big D, if the small D was also had the white.
That's all I wanted.
Right?
All like if the
I did not want a different shoe. I wanted the orthopedic shoes. Because that's
shoes matched, it would have been fine. I just wanted the fucking shoes to match, Big D. Yeah. I don't care that you're
literally just get some white out, like get white something, and then just draw a line under it.
Well, Sasha Velour was on set, so they probably didn't have any white out on set because white
any
out
kind of white eyeliner, whatever, like anything.
All of that elf cosmetics, just add a white line. Just add a white line on there. Like I would have. But
everything else was so good. Like the pacing of the performance, it wasn't too much. It wasn't like at 100 all the time. It had a good timing of everything, and just such strong stage presence. I am obsessed. Big D. We'll get to the I have two people with a slash on that third spot because I'm like. And I'll get to that other person, but like Big D is one of those people. Like I would have Big D in third. Big D or maybe someone else. We'll get to it. But one of my favorites of the night for sure.
Yeah, so we've actually seen this look of Dr. Melvin Schmuckler before because I picked that when we did our Instagram review as my favorite look from Big D's Instagram. But what's funny is when I saw him coming out wearing that big head, and he's like, I'm in my own head. I'm like, oh, so you already had this look, and you're just trying to make it seem like it matches up with the fear just because it's a big head. I'm like, okay, it's a stretch, but whatever. But then the reveal happened, and I'm like, oh, wait. You're literally in your own head. Okay.
You're literally in your own head.
Literally. Yeah.
Yeah. And I wrote down Big D is so damn funny because I thought it was brilliant. Easily one of the best presentations and performances this week. But with that said,
and it's
the look is crazy. The look is crazy.
The look is crazy.
The look is crazy and good, but there is a lack of polish that we're getting from pretty much everybody else. And I don't know. I just want to see some more refinement in the makeup. I don't want to see the ends of the bald cap. And even just like having like silver streamers around the jacket. I don't know. I want to see level up Big D. And I know that they're capable of it. It might be too late in the competition because he brought what he brought. But I still really enjoyed it. And I do think the comedy behind it was enough for it to be in my top 4. But I thought for sure that Big D was a top. And when we saw what happened, but we'll get into it.
But you know what? I saw an interview of Tenderoni where he said that he was the Michelle Visage of the show. And clocking the orthopedic shoes was very Michelle Visage. So
the shoes, baby, the shoes.
It's very direct.
The shoes, very. The shoes are forgivable given the outfit he's got going on. Those streamers, Big D. I'm so sorry. I can forgive the orthopedic shoe. I needed it to match with the small D. I need just a white, there's so much elf cosmetics back there, baby. Just add the line on the shoe. I don't care. It would have matched. The orthopedic shoe, fine. Those streamers, baby. Big D. Big D, come to the front. Big D. Baby. I adore you.
I think it was supposed to be like the tinfoil hat.
I do not give a fuck. I do not give a single fuck. Big D, I love you. These streamers are a chop. I'm so sorry, my dear. These streamers, the look would have been fine without the streamers. Why? 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 Big D. Why? Why? Because otherwise the performance was incredible. And I can relate. So I'm always in my head. I'm very upset, Big D. Because I loved your performance. And I can forgive the orthopedic shoe. But those streamers... those streamers knocked you down to 5th.
Oh. All right.
But it was still a very good performance, Big D. I'm very proud of you, Big D. Proving us wrong, Big D. Get rid of the fucking
Proving who wrong? What do you mean?
Big D was our last draft pick.
Not for me.
Well,
I know, but
I think Big D is.
Oh wait, no, never mind.
Big
D was not the last draft pick. But But my point being, a lot of us were like, I don't know what to expect with Big D. Like Big D was
largely because of the Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just. I think it was maybe the biggest question mark.
Yep.
Right? The D was a question mark, and now the D is Big D.
It was more Big D, and I was like,
dumb.
Big D.
Big dumb. In the best.
For sure.
Agreed.
You big dummy.
Yeah. Pressure. Okay.
Okay. I like the second look. I think the first one is fine. It was part of the. It's fine. It was part of the whole performance. For pressure, I liked the concept way more than I liked the execution. I don't think it was bad. I think it still had one good moment, but it didn't really have levels, didn't really go. It was lacking a little in the execution, but the emotion still translated. I just wanted it to be like a bigger visual performance. It was a very small performance in a way. I can't really find like the correct word, but that's the best way that I can describe it. It just felt contained in a way. Unfortunately, I would have pressure in the bottom. Yes.
Yeah, this is where it gets weird because we have such a disparity, I think, between the emotion and the heart that I got from pressure throughout the whole performance. Like, I absolutely felt everything he was presenting. I just wish that translated to the look a little bit more, because I think, like, when I look at these looks, I don't really get horror. Like, I know that it is horror or fear-based at least, but it just doesn't read that way visually for me. So I think he was the least successful look-wise, but one of the more successful when it came to the emotion. So I'm like, how do you judge things like this? Like,
there was one judge that said, I don't remember when they were judging after. One of the judges said that it was a little confusing because it was more of a story of success and like conquering than it was about the fear.
I think that was.
So I think maybe that's where it got lost a little bit. That it was more focused on the fact that the fear was conquered than the fear itself. I think that's maybe what.
And that's what I had the biggest issue with as well, is like, I love the story. I love the entire emotion behind it. I love all the emotion that they presented in this episode. I wanted there to be more of a fear. Like, if the challenge is fear, I wanted the presentation to have a bit more of a fear-based element to it. And I think he really could have done that, like, in the first look in the robe, because I actually really love the robe. Unfortunately, it didn't translate on stage in the way that he wanted it to. I really would have loved if all of the words were in, like, silver or something. I like the matte
or in
black,
blood, like if it was
or
to
in
look like it
blood,
was
yeah.
drawn in blood or something.
Yeah, like a brighter red or something. Just, and that's one of those things that, like, you just don't know how it's going to translate on TV with the lights and all those things. So unfortunately, it didn't translate. But when I looked at it and I got to see all of the things up close, like, I loved the messaging and everything behind that. I wanted there to be some sort of, like, sinister moment in the coat, and, like, having that kind of, like, fear. Like, I wanted it to be like pressure fighting himself in the coat real quick, and then the, like,
kind of like a stray jacket, right? Like
kind of, yeah, almost like that.
Able to,
yeah,
and then
like there's this, like,
building to
like,
it.
Exactly. There's this, like, internal, like, I wanted a little bit more theatricality from the actual performance of it, but the emotion of it was so fierce that it was just like, I agree with you.
See, you described it in a better way, because the way you said is like, that's what I was trying to say. So yes.
Yeah.
Very that. Thank you. You put it in better words. I couldn't find the words.
Yeah. It's just frustrating, because I also would have had pressure in the bottom, but I don't want to. Right. I don't want to have anyone in the bottom.
I don't want anyone in the bottom after this. Like, oh my God. It feels mean.
Kind of.
Like, it just feels wrong. I don't know. I get it, right? But, like, just because I get it doesn't mean I like it.
I agree. So. Dick Von Dyke.
This was also, I said I had 3 favorite looks of tonight. This was one of them. This was very good. I love the concept. Like, I was also thinking how it was going to be executed, like, to translate the fear of time, right? Like, that's hard to perform, like, to have a visual of that. It's kind of hard. And I think the look is incredible and the performance was good. I think it was solid good, but I think it could have been even better. But it was still very good. I think I would have Dick as my solid safe.
Yeah, I really like the look as well. I think this was one of the stronger looks of the night. It's like drag king version of not Lumiere, but
the clock. Yes, from Beauty and the Beast. Yeah.
Man, what is his name? Lumiere and something. Cogsworth. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it's Cogsworth. It's like a drag king version of Cogsworth. So, and I thought the concept that was explained in the man cave was so good, because he talked about, like, people who are socialized as women. There's so much pressure on your biological clock and meeting things by a certain time in your life. I'm like, that's genius.
And looking a certain way, like all of that, like
exactly. Yeah. I wish he could have found a way to marry that concept with the look a little bit stronger, because like that's like I love the concept, but I want to see how that reflects in the look itself, because I'm just getting clock here. I'm getting a really cool looking clock. But yeah, I want to see that different angle in it as well. And I'm not even sure how. So it's not that strong of a critique. I still really like this. This was probably my number 5.
Okay.
Maybe my number 6. I don't know, because I'm pretty torn between a couple of them. Damn. But having them in the bottom 3 just would be insane. Like, there shouldn't have been a bottom 3.
And see, I'm on the flip side of this, where I think they should have been in the top. personally.
Okay.
I have Dyke at number 3 because I think this is my favorite look of the night. I absolutely love this look. I think it is kind of criminal that Dyke wasn't in the top, but I also think it was kind of criminal that someone else wasn't in the top too. We'll talk about it. But I love this look. I love the entire performance of this. It's so stupid, dumb camp horror that I'm obsessed with it. I do think the performance could have been elevated a little bit stronger. I think that was where it was lacking for me. But overall, I think the look was so strong. I think the concept was so strong. And I think it was a difficult concept to convey. And I think he did it in such a beautiful way. That I wish he had been rewarded for it, to be honest with you. I don't know. Don't get me wrong. I love Molasses. Molasses didn't need to be in the top all 3 of these weeks. I said it. I'm sorry. I think other kings could have been in the top. But also, I don't understand why we only had a top 2.
Yeah.
That's just me. But I love this. I think.
Yeah, I don't understand either.
I love Molasses. Yeah. I don't get it. But I love Molasses. I think Molasses is absolutely killing this competition and has deserved every top placement that he's gotten. This could have been the week where he maybe necessarily wasn't in the top, but then whatever.
I kind of agree with you on the sense of I don't know. I see where you're coming from because what I'm thinking is, okay, I really liked Molasses, but if we didn't get the explanation from the man cave and we just saw him doing the performance on the runway, would we know what it was about?
That's kind of where
that's the same critique of Alexander. I don't get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I like it because we know that's exactly.
Yes.
But I'm saying per the judges, you know what I mean? If the judges used them not getting it as a critique to put someone in the bottom, then do you know what I mean? In my personal opinion.
And I get using the not getting it as a critique for the initial, if you don't get it in the moment, Sasha even said during Alexander's, I don't get it. That's valid to put them in the bottom. You can say that, but then also take steps to understand it. It's that kind of thing. But regardless, love Dyke. Charles Galin King.
Okay, this was one this is so hard. This is why I was I hate this so much. Because the performance and the concept and everything was really good and really strong. I felt it. It moved me. It was, I thought it was really good and really strong. But because everyone did so good, then we have to take some things into, we have to nitpick and consider everything and things that maybe I wouldn't if we had someone that did bad. But I kind of, in a way, agree with the judges, and I had Charles in the bottom by default, literally, because I don't think we should have had a bottom 3, but because it was a double elimination, we had to, right? Otherwise, it would be obvious. But I'm it wasn't, I don't want to say that it was my bottom. It was just my 5th favorite. It drives me insane. Because I can't say this was bad, because it wasn't. It was really good.
5th favorite? Because if it's 5th, then somebody else would be in the bottom.
Well, 6. Sorry.
Okay.
6. Yeah, 6. Yes.
Mm. Yeah, I see what you mean. Because, even when I found out Charles was in the bottom, I was it was making me sick to my stomach because this was so personal, what he displayed here. And it was surprising for me too, because sometimes you see people and you're like, oh yeah, they're fine. Their life is fine. They got it together. They're completely functioning and happy and everything's great. So to hear there were 4 attempts, I think is what he said.
Mm-hmm.
4 attempts. That was shocking to me. Because I just wouldn't have guessed that based on the little I do know of Charles. So for him to be so vulnerable and put that on display, in I think a look that looks really good. Maybe it's not super top tier compared to some of the others.
It's just simple, but it's good.
It was simple but effective. It was powerful for me, especially the drop at the end with the flowers and it saying survivor. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. So this was the other one that I like. I'm not even sure who I like better between Charles and Dick. I mean, I like Dick's look better. I like Charles, the message behind it a little bit better.
That's not like it's crazy. I would have either Charles, and if it wasn't Charles, it would be Dick in the bottom three. Like doesn't.
Why'd you all do this to us?
Like what the?
Why,
no.
Revry?
No.
Why?
I feel gross. Say like no.
I hate this because I have.
What
Charles
you hate this?
I have Charles.
You said it,
and I hate this. I hate you both, and I hate this because I don't want to put Charles in sixth because he's incredible, and this was incredible, and this was an incredible display of very raw, real emotions. How dare you, Revry? I'm kidding. I love Revry. Love Revry. But no, I loved this.
But how dare you?
Incredible. But how dare you? No, I loved every single bit of this. I thought it was incredible. I think he's incredible. Yeah.
By default, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love this. It was so good.
When everyone is good at the assignment, you have to start looking at other things to make the decision. So I get it. But like I said before, just because I get it doesn't mean I like it.
And I don't like it.
I don't like it.
One bit.
You know, like the more I'm thinking about it, it seems like really people either had really clear and strong messaging or really strong looks. There wasn't like a whole lot of overlap. I do think somebody overlapped really well that we haven't talked about yet.
We'll get to it. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Would that be Henlo Bullfrog? Oh, I'm so sorry. Henlo fucking Bullfrog Crystal.
Baby. Baby. I agree with you, David. When what you just said about either a strong look or a strong concept and performance, and I think Henlo had both. Again, this is the third of my favorite looks of the night, and it just the look is so incredible and impressive and gross, like. It moved like shut up, everything about it, and then the presentation was so good, and I was so gagged and so fucking devastated when that last reveal or gag didn't work. And honestly, and Henlo is the person that I have like tied for a third place with Big D, because like Big D had one thing that was just a polish and like the shit, like, you know, it was one thing. It was about a little bit about the look, and Henlo just had the one small thing, which was the last gag that didn't work. Because other than that, everything was perfect, like literally perfect. I was so sad for Henlo. Like I cannot imagine how he felt in that moment. But I still think if they had put him in the top, it would have made sense to me.
Yeah, I actually like 100% feel like he should have been out there getting some critiques
100%.
Because he did so well. In fact, if I had not known about the blood that didn't come out, there's a good chance that I would have been sitting here being like, Henlo should have won this challenge. So I almost wish I didn't tell us that, just so I could have that kind of, because I don't know that I would have
see like the hand getting kind of stuck. And
but I don't know that I would have known that that's what it was. I might have thought it was more like, oh, I'm feeling these mental issues.
Right.
So but this was just so like there were so many shocking elements to this, and especially like knowing. Henlo said that everything in this is something that either he or a close relative has gone through. like this feels wrong for me to watch. Like I feel like I'm seeing something that's too personal, you know? And I say that as like, and I'm glad I'm seeing something too personal, but it just leaves me like with, I want to know the stories behind them, but I also don't want to know. I just thought this was so intriguing. This was definitely my favorite week for Henlo so far.
And Henlo said that this was one of their favorite looks, if not the favorite look that they brought in.
Yeah.
I see why.
Yep. Honestly, like I rank Henlo number 3, but that's just because of the malfunction. But maybe still my favorite concept overall.
Yeah, when we had Henlo, go check out the interview. But when Henlo was on, he was talking about how this was his favorite, like you said, River, and that, you know, people are either going to love it or hate it. Mm-hmm. Baby.
We love it.
Not to love.
No one's going to hate this.
I know. I was like, what's not to absolutely be fucking obsessed with? This was gross. I loved every fucking bit of it, you disgusting bullfrog. I loved it. I loved every fucking bit of this. Yeah, when I love the moment when all of the pus was coming out and Landon was like, yes! And Sasha was like, oh. Love the dichotomy between the two of them. I love Sasha and Landon together, just period.
The judges' reactions to every performance was so good. It so added so much to it. It was so fun to watch.
I loved it. Yeah, Henlo was my second favorite of the night. Even with the malfunction, I did not care. I think the performance, the garment, the execution was spot on. I think the only person that did their performance better on this night was Perka. And it is a goddamn shame that Henlo did not get positively critiqued for this.
I agree.
Because he should have.
Definitely should have gotten positive critiques.
And if the judges aren't going to do it, then we're certainly going to do it here. So there you go, Henlo. A positive critique from me. You're welcome.
Yeah,
it's deserved, and I'm going to give it to you because it's deserved, obviously. But no, this was incredible in every possible fucking way. I loved this. But the judges didn't seem to love it nearly as much as we did. Didn't really love Henlo or Dick as much. They were both called safe, and I said,
I can still love them.
I said, do we watch the same performances? Because me having Henlo second and Dick third, I said, did we watch the same performances? I don't think.
Well,
I don't think. And I got very confused. But hey, it is what it is.
But with everyone doing really good, like I get it. I get it. I'm guessing it was really hard even for the judges to decide because, damn, the Kings came through.
By the way, when all of the Kings go backstage and they're all talking back there, we don't have a thing to call it. Can I just declare right now that we're calling it Unpacked?
I love that.
We're calling it Unpacked.
Revry, you can have that. Just credit us. Thank you. That'd be great. Thank you. But yes, Unpacked. Let's unpack the Unpacked, David.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a lot of pressure being emotional about that. Sounded really like it's a lot of pressure being emotional.
A lot of pressure. Oh my God. It's so much pressure being emotional in this competition, and
I didn't mean it like that.
I'm just tired of being emotional in this competition. No, it came off that way. I loved it.
Could you imagine?
It felt like there was a release with pressure. Like the pressure had been released a little bit.
The pressure was released.
Like they came to terms with whatever was going to happen in the competition. That wasn't really their focus. They were just happy that they got to express their story. And it was a very tearful moment. And I really like seeing this. I want to see more things like this and Unpacked.
You know what? It was, as someone that used to bury a lot of things down and like just shove it all down. Baby, the power of a scream. When you scream, it was for me when my experience was whenever I screamed, I started to cry because it's your body, because your body, you tell your body to like keep it in, and when you scream, it's kind of your body kind of understands that you can release, and then it kind of, after you scream, it kind of everything comes up and it wants to come out. So when I saw that right after the performance, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Because it was the first, like, maybe not the first, but like it was a big release, and do it in public, like, that's a lot. But I loved seeing how they were being vulnerable and everyone was being just the most accepting of it, and it was just a lovely moment between bros.
And again, the moment with pressure, and then who's holding his hand? Henlo.
Yes.
They're
also sweet. I love their relationship.
Just dudes being bros. I love them.
I love the bromosexuality.
Just dudes being bros. I love it. But let's talk about our results, because we do get a top 2 of Molasses and Perka. Sure, totally. Love. Yeah. Big fan. And Perka.
Yes! My baby, I knew it! Deserved.
So deserved.
I am so happy for Perka. Like, imagine being bottom 2, and then winning.
Low, bottom 2, win. What a trajectory. What a track record so far. We love to see it. So and mini challenge winner. I'm so sorry,
Weenie the Weenie and the Beefy.
This was the Perka week. Mm-hmm. But
I did get spoiled by Perka on Twitter because Perka was like, I know people were people who hated on me last week were mad when I won both challenges this week. I'm like, oh well, good for you. Good for you. I was not one of those people that hated on you.
No, not at all. And we end up with a wild bottom 4 somehow because of the orthopedic shoes. I know how. It's because of the orthopedic shoes.
Like, that's bullshit.
Anyway. But don't worry, because he quickly gets removed from the bottom 3 of Alexander, Charles, and Pressure. I guess. Yeah.
You can see it.
Unfortunately, I love all 3 of these kings, but there's no one else I would have swapped. Like
I said, Charles would be in the bottom for me by default because I don't want to but yes. Yes.
And we find out that the final thrust is the Blair Butch project.
I live.
Yeah. Yes, go film your own death scene. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, I live.
Okay, we mentioned it that David was not here, but we mentioned it last week that the final thrust for our last episode was not the best idea. The Kings did the best with what they had, but the idea of that as an elimination challenge is just like, no. This week, this final thrust was perfect. Like, this was perfect for the episode. It made sense with everything. And it was just my favorite. It was so good. And they all did good. Which, everyone I was like, it was good and everyone did good in the challenge. So it was even harder to choose someone to be eliminated.
Great. Make our jobs harder, please. Thank you. I support it. Thank you.
Yeah.
What's funny is, for me, I was like, oh, there's 2 people doing really well and a third person who's also doing good, but I don't know which of the 2 that are doing really well is going to stay.
It was really back and forth for me as well, because it was, we're talking about the same 2 people, right?
I don't think so.
Oh, because I really thought Charles and Alexander were doing a great job in this. Yeah, I thought Pressure was doing a gorgeous job too, but for me, I might have given I hate saying this, but I might have given the edge to Alexander, and I really didn't want all 3 Latinx kings going home the first 3 episodes. So I was very happy with the ultimate outcome of this episode. But when Alexander said, not the Texas GOP, I cried laughing. I was like, yes, you better make it political. I loved every bit of it. And there's no gender neutral bathrooms. I cried. I think they all did good, but I honestly think I might have given it to Alexander. Oh no.
See, I see that because I agree. I think they all did really good. I think Alexander, for me, Pressure still did good. But for me, it was between Alexander and Charles. And Alexander had some really good moments, and it was very close for me. But I thought about it really hard. When it was over, I went with my gut, and my gut said Charles. And then so for me, I would have given it to Charles, but not by much.
Yeah.
David?
Yeah, I'm not sure. You
said you don't know. You didn't know if we were talking about the same people. I want to know. Were we?
Oh, no, we weren't. We weren't because I was trying to make the point that it was ironic because the 2 people I was debating between were the 2 that were eliminated. Charles for me was 3rd place.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, because Charles had the very funny moment at the very, very end, like when he died. But other than that, I was way more into what the other 2 were doing. I maybe would have kept Alexander, but I also think could be biased based on draft. But who knows?
Yeah.
But you see, it goes to show how all of them did good. Mm-hmm. Because we have 3 people here that all think a different person won. So
no one should have gone home.
Period.
When Pressure said, "This is what I get for not smoking the good weed," I said, "Oh, so that's our king. Got it." And I was, baby, I've been there.
See, they were all funny. They were all good. I hate
and then when Murray popped in, I'm gonna try to do it. When Murray popped in, he was just like, "Showbiz." So good.
I think why I like Pressure so much is because Pressure was giving me very much like a character in Scary Movie, like in the Scary Movie franchise. Like there was the comedic vibe, like it was giving me like Brenda running down the hallway and like, that's just bones. I love the Scary Movies.
I wanted him to like elaborate on his death though. Like he kind of just flopped over and died. Like I wanted his actual like death to be a little bit more elaborate. And I think what ended up being the tipping point for Charles was that he really went the extra mile with the actual like dying. And then he said, "I'm literally dying. You're literally killing me." And then died. And that, I think that's what ultimately pushed him over the edge here. I do love that all 3 of them got a vote from a judge. I do love that that happened. But ultimately, I'm happy that Charles stayed. I love Charles. Love Charles. But I'm very sad that
how many times can we say on this episode here today that no one should have gone home? I'm mad.
I'm mad.
I've had it officially.
Yeah. Worst week to do double elimination by far.
But also, I don't want any of these kings to go home. None of them. All 10 of them, I want all of them. All of them all the time. But
and we didn't get a preview for next week. I was like, why?
I know.
I want to know.
But Alexander and Pressure have gone, unfortunately. Very sad. I'm very upset. And
I love the difference of like the differences between what they said when they like as their goodbye. It was so funny.
Oh yeah.
They were both like funny and like great in their own way, but it was just so different.
Oh yes, absolutely. But I love them both. We love them both.
Yes, and absolutely.
I hate the double elimination.
Why?
But that means, River, you're the only person left with a full draft team.
Oh wait, because there was one thing before when the episode, like I love the little outros that they do.
Yeah.
Like just like they do in the beginning, like when they had when they cut to Murray watching, like sitting in a trailer watching the episode on a TV, like that was so good. I love it.
I thought you meant the outro messages that we got from Pressure and Alexander.
That too. No, that too.
No, we already talked about those.
Oh, I missed that. Sorry.
No, I don't remember exactly what they said. I'm just saying, like, I remember that it was very different vibes. You know what I mean?
I wrote down what Pressure said. What happened to us is not our fault. It's our responsibility to heal. So I thought that was really good.
Yes.
And then Alexander, just a big tribute to trans kids in Texas specifically. Yes. I'm like, yes, good. Yes. Period. Absolutely. I love it.
Yes.
Now draft.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So since everybody has one king eliminated except River, things are starting to get a little more competitive. But with that said, no changes in the ranking. Even there was a tie last week. That tie is still unbroken. But fifth place is Ezra with 7.5 points. Third place is a tie between Logan and Lana with 13.5 points.
Because both of our kings were safe this week.
That makes sense.
Literally. I have Dick. She has Henlo.
And had Pressure, who got no points, unfortunately. River is in second place with 18.5 points. I had a commanding lead. I don't have a commanding lead anymore. I'm in first place with 21 points. So
getting there.
Things could change soon.
I can't wait to see how this turns out.
And with that, we're going to get out of here. So thank you so much for joining us for this lovely King of Drag Episode 3 recap. Make sure to go check out all of the other King of Drag related things that we are currently doing on this channel. The playlist will be available at the end of this channel. Go watch all of those videos on your way out. Make sure to get your merch, laundrycreations.etsy.com. And with that being said, we are going to go ahead and get out of here. So cheers, y'all.
Cheers.